Well, hello everyone. Yes, as you can see, the kit I've been waiting for since it was announced. It's the new Airfix 148 scale Avro Anson Mark 1. Been waiting for it because my father flew them in South Africa during World War II, so got a bit of a soft spot for those. I think I have mentioned this before, he also flew Oxfords as well. And I've got the Special Hobby 148th scale airspeed Oxford to do at some point, but I do have a classic airframes version of this, but it's a multimedia kit and I get it out every now and again and have a look at it and I think, oh, I really can't be bothered with all the internal framework. That's fragile resin, I'm only going to break it. So I believe it was announced Thursday, Friday last week from Airfix that it had come out. Tried my local hobby shop because I didn't have a chance to go over the weekend. Rang them up this morning, they said we had some in and they all went in 2 hours. So it's a popular kit, Airfix, by the sounds of things. So I drove over a bit further to another model shop this morning, and it's Monday the 24th of September, and picked one up for a good price as well, actually, except I probably used more in costs of petrol than actually getting over there. Anyway, as you can see, good Airfix box art as usual, and it says on there 1st of June 1940, while on patrol over Dunkirk evacuation beaches, Pilot Officer Peters and his crew were attacked by Messerschmitt Bf 109s. Amazingly, they shot down 2 of the 109s, damaged another and returned to base unscathed. Peters was awarded the FC for his actions. Yes, quite amazing really when you think of the old Faithful Annie shooting down 2 109s and damaging a 3rd. Must have been quite a shock to the Luftwaffe, who must have thought, oh, look at this lumbering old thing. The other fact that I know about the Anson, I expect a lot of you already know, is that it was the first RAF plane fitted with retractable undercarriage, which I believe my father said in the early ones had to be hand pumped up. It's like 140, 150 pumps to fully retract it, and he said when people were new on it, they'd be pumping away and the other hand would be going forward and backwards on the stick and the plane would be porpoising through the air slightly. But anyway, so as I say, good box art. It's kit number A09191. So, but as I say, I've been waiting for this. I've literally cleared the decks and I'm going to start on this when I finish this video. So that's how excited I am for it. So let's have a look, take the box down, and then we'll go through the sprues together. Okay, first up is the clear sprue. I will open it. I've already seen Peter Oxley's review on this and he praised it. He said it's a good kit. So I usually end out with plastic bags all over the place, but I hope you can see if I bring it up. These are excellent clear sprues. You know, 2 different types of canopy, because they had, I didn't realise that they had a slightly different style. This is the one I'm familiar with, you can see it hopefully, and then the other one had more rake on it without this flat bit. Got the turret halves there, lots of masking, no, that's the only problem, and you got the nose, but otherwise they are crystal clear, believe me, for what they are. They're amazing. Well done, Airfix. I'm going to put those straight back in the plastic bag. To protect them, it appears that most of the bags have 2 sprues in. A lot of people don't like the idea of that, but I need a new blade in there. Personally, I don't have a problem with it. Saving the planet a bit as well. Okay, let's put that one out. And it is in the new Airfix plastic, which is a harder plastic. I don't know if this is mold release agent or what. There's a funny kind of pattern on there, but it's not. It'll be covered up by paint. I don't know if it's something, but it doesn't come off, but I'm not too bothered about that. I can't feel any mold release on agent on them, but it looks like you've got tailplane, rudder. I'll be honest, I don't know. I haven't even looked through the instructions yet. Okay, so I think these are part of the engine cowlings, because you had blistered ones and smooth, depending on later marks. I think you've got slightly flattened wheels to give the impression of weight on the tyres, which is good. I assume these are the exhaust collector rings. Don't know what these frame bits are, but they are very well detailed. I hope you can see this because I haven't got the light on today because it's quite bright in here. It's part of the framing where the turret goes. I'm assuming these could be exhausts because they've got little holes in the end. Yes, a nicely moulded open. I hope you can see this. I never really know because I'm looking at a screen that's about 1.5 inches. Yeah, and then obviously you've got presumably ailerons, and they've got the fabric effect on them, which is really well done. The only problem is it doesn't show up quite as well in this darker plastic. And that's the other side. You've got the tail wheel there. Yep, that's nice, we like that one. Then presumably some of the interior parts here, bulkheads and things like that. Looks like the radio is reasonably well detailed, got raised knobs and switches and things on it, nicely done. You've got some, looks like the throttle quadrant here, seats, instrument panel. You do get a decal with it. Be nice if somebody bought a nice photo etched or 3D printed one out. I'm sure they will, but I want to crack on with this, I must admit. So there you go, that's the part of the machine guns. So that's that bag dealt with. I hope you've seen most of the sprue. It's very hard to know how long to look because I know I curse people sometimes. I go, look at this, and boom, it's gone. But hopefully you're getting a bit of a view of what it's all like in there. So that's that bag. This bag's a big bag. It contains the fuselage and the wings. So again, it's subtle. You've got the fabric with the stringers effect on it. You've got some, feels like riveting there. I'm going to try and bring the light in, so it's probably going to overexpose this for a second. Yeah, I don't know if it comes out for you guys, but there's some rivets along the what's the word, the wing fairing there. And again, you've got the two tops, one for a turret and one without. For different times. The tail planes made in one piece. That's quite nice. It's got, I would say even on this, that the panel lines are more refined than have the Mad Ploughman has not been allowed on this one. I think they look quite good. They look just right. Again, some nice riveting around the fairing. I hope it all goes together. You've got the cockpit floor here, and these are the internal framework that are all in resin in the classic airframes kit, and they've got lots of flash on them, so you can imagine trying to clean them up, they're just going to break. This is really crisply moulded, really good, and even more framing at the back. I don't know if there's any detail. Oh yeah, you got kind of like the stringers and the formers moulded in on the fuselage. Oh, that's the roof, that's the fuselage sides, and the one machine gun that was mounted on the side there, nose mounted gun. I bet they fall. So you got the wings, engine not cowlings, nacelles, and I assume they're the ailerons again, are they? Don't know if they're ailerons or ailerons. Again, very nice. You can see the rippling in there. This is got like recessed. It's probably a bit shadowy there. Get the light up a little bit. Some very fine work there again, but the panel lines are spot on. To my eye, they look just right for 1/48 scale. Very nice. I'm so impressed with this kit so far. And you got like the recessed Zeus type fasteners, or whatever you like to call them there. And again, you got more, it's just a little bit of a plastic effect of the canvas or the covering over the ribs, and obviously it's the other side of the wings. I'll put that down there so it doesn't go bang. See, I didn't even do the instructions first. I was so excited to have a look at the plastic myself. Okay, and these are two the same, so I'll only probably get one of these out. These are the more engine cowlings. These are the smooth cowlings, and these are the bits for the blister type cowlings that go on there. Unfortunately, although I've got my dad's old logbooks, I've got no real idea what sort of colourings they used, because he was based in South Africa. I guess I could have a little look, see where he's based, things like that, but there's really just flying details in there. It's not, his hours. So these are part of the undercarriage units. And again, I'll turn these over. Postman's outside. Sorry about that. Bringing more bills. Again, part of the engine, and the engines themselves. Engines themselves are a little bit plain. That's just a slight disappointment. You can feel it. There is some sort of, the fins there, but you can't really see it. Mind you, I've only got my everyday glasses on. I haven't got my magnifying glasses on. Let's put those on. Oh yeah, you can just about see it. Just about. I sometimes think that details need to be slightly overemphasised on this. I mean, they'll have to be picked up with a wash. You got the main kind of undercarriage legs, the oleos. I presume that's an oil cooler or a radiator. Be careful of that. That looks like it's going to come off, so I'll put this one straight back in the bag. So that is the sprues. Come on, Airfix, make the bags a bit bigger. I'll lose that one bit. Sorry about this bit. Okay, instructions. I'm always not sure why people show the instructions, because they're all basically the same, aren't they? I'm not sure what that part is. But obviously you've got seats, pilots and co-pilot seat. Not sure what these were. Whether they were drop-in flares or something, I don't know. Obviously you got part of a spar there by the looks of things, putting the seats on, decals going in, some instruments. They'll go behind the pilot's area. You got the main big spar that goes in. They're telling you to make sure it's 90 degrees both ways. Then this internal framing starts going on. Control columns, 2 of those. Well, actually you can have it as 2 or 1, but I like the touch of the decal, which is obviously something like, that's my dog walking on one of the empty plastic bags, if you heard that. Like a map or a handbook, because it looks like there's an aircraft on there, and a nice lamp on the navigator's table, which then slots in behind the pilot's area. And then there's like a detail shot of how it actually should fit in, which is a nice touch. And moving on, I've got to change my glasses again now. 2 seconds. Problems of being old. Again, this is like the throttle quadrant, I would imagine. Just basic instrument panel, rudder pedals, more decals to go on for the radios. It's quite good enough detail for me, let's put it that way. And then you've actually got the whole radio stack here going in, and the other side of that framing going in, and a machine gun. So actually didn't realise there was a machine gun in the side. Then that top framing goes on. See step 30 on page 8, so that's over the page. And about opening some holes up, rear bulkhead with all the colour call outs, and another decal to go on. Then a side bit going in above the wings. And attaching port fuselage, it's important to make sure that these areas are aligned, so they give you plenty of guidance how it should actually go in there. So it should, as in it should fit in front of this raised bit and not on top, so that helps you with the hopefully closing the fuselage halves up. Then there's another question mark, that's about, do you put the side gun in? This part of that top framing I was on about, where the turret goes. Another bulkhead. Formation lights, are they underneath? And the other side bit, again with some instrument panel parts on it. And again, checking the alignment of things when you're attaching the starboard side. Just making sure you get everything aligned correctly. Personally, I can't see any difference between those two drawings. I really can't. Nope. Anyway, you don't know about that. Putting the final top part on of the fuselage. Step 38, 37. What's that? And then the final bottom part. So now you've got a complete fuselage. The tail parts going on. But the elevators look like they're posable. Yes, because it says don't glue. That's quite a nice touch for a change. Almost like the good old classic Airfix kits, which I'm tempted to have a go at some of those. So that does look good, because you sort of expect they drooped a bit when they were stationary. Moving on, what parts are these? So these are part of the engine mounts. It's a really well detailed kit. I'm so looking forward to it. Hope I can do it justice. And some of the bits got up on, so you know which way round to put them, which is really nice. Landing lights go in the wing, and then they slot into the recesses in the lower upper wings, lower, because that's where the wheel goes. Then unusually you attach it before you complete the top part of the wing, which might be good, might be bad, we'll see. So you do that on both sides, and you obviously put the tops on, and you've got some more holes to open out. A lot of steps for what is obviously not a simple aeroplane. And installing one half of the nacelle on each side, and then the other sides. So that might be worth seeing if you can put them together. There may be a reason you can't. First, ailerons with counterbalance weights. Or are they the actuators? I'll be honest, I don't know. Engines. Cheetah engines, were they? Can't remember. And then again you got the blistered cowlings. It doesn't seem to show them as an option, so that does make me think there's going to be other marks of this in the future, possibly a civilian version. Who knows? That would be a bit different. Because I guess they could make another clear part with circular windows in. That would be simple. As I said earlier, you've got the two A and B have got this one, and C's. They're the marking schemes. I've got the more sloped one. Putting the nose parts on. Little radiators, the wheels. Very nice undercarriage. Tail wheel, all the fripperies on it, the bits that you knock off when you're building it. And then onto the last page, putting the propellers on, and then building the turret to click in at the end. So 108 steps in all, quite a lot more than I thought there were going to be. What sort of engines did it say? Anything about the engines? Interesting, it's an Air Force plane and they named it after an admiral of the fleet. Could carry up to 360 pounds of bombs too, or 160 kilograms. Yeah, it doesn't actually say what engines these are. I'm only speed reading over it, looking for the words. Yep, no. So that's the instructions, guys. Then we've got the decals, which look very, very nice indeed. Doesn't say who they're printed by, but there is absolutely nothing wrong with those. Nice little coloured one for the instrument panel. So is it really worth going down the etched route? I don't know. But yeah, very nice. Let me have a quick look at those. Take the light away again. Hopefully we can have a quick look at those. And then lastly, you've got the schemes. I'm sure my father said that some of the ones he flew had yellow undersides. I'm not entirely sure, and unfortunately he's been gone for nearly 20 years, so it's a bit late to ask him. But this one, as I expect you can all read, because it's out of shot, was at Prince Edward Island in Canada in 1941 as part of the Canadian Air Force. So I'll be digging my dad's logbooks out later. So it's the usual dark earth, dark green over the yellow. Might be nice to do. And on the other side you've got a rigging diagram. Rigging? But that's good. So yeah, they were aileron operated push rods, so put those in. Some bit of what they call rigging wiring on the tail planes and an aerial. That's all there is. Quite nice. That'll give you a little rigging diagram actually. Really nice. I hadn't looked at it and I thought this was the usual one where it shows you where all the stencils go. And then on the last bit you've got the other two schemes. This is one I guess everyone will be doing. It's the one that shot down the two 109s. Silver underside, obviously doped linen, whatever you like to call it. Doped fabric, I will say, because I don't. Again, dark earth, dark green over the top. And this one was based at Detlin in Kent. In case you can't see it, I'll move that down a bit. It's quite an achievement to shoot two of them down. So it's number 500 Squadron, Royal Auxiliary Air Force. And then the last one, which is B, so it's the other one. Let's just see. Yeah, they have drawn it with a different shaped, more sloped nose. Dad, I'll send you a prayer. Which one did you do? Flew. And this one is the Australian Air Force, based in Queensland, and it was a Coastal Command camouflage trials. Yeah, some interesting things. So there's obviously matte white uppers, silver underneath, or sorry, matte white sides, and then matte chocolate. Wow, that's quite interesting. Approximate to Royal Australian Air Force Earth Brown, which I think you can get now. I think you can get those colours from somewhere, Australian ones, because these are obviously humble colours. But yeah, all in all, a really good kit. Well done, Airfix. Really, really well done. I'm just going to stop the video for a second. So I thought I'd tag this on at the end. These are my dad's logbooks from the RAF. Ron Burgess, RAF, and on this one, look, he's done a little pencil drawing of an Oxford. Don't know if he traced it or not. I don't think he did because it's brown paper. But anyway, so you open it up and it says this is an official document and the property of the Union Government. Which is interesting, Union Government. So, look at this, here we go. ACO Burgess RHR. It's completed job of flying at. So he was part of the EFTS, which was the, I looked it up earlier, Empire Flying Training School, I believe. And I never really asked him that much, because you always think your parents are going to be there to ask. So he obviously started 1944. He's February 22nd, Tiger Moth, but it doesn't say where he is. This is what I would love to find out. I guess I could find out from the Public Records Office. Well, it does say, it says Chief Flying Instructor, number 4 Air School, Benoni, Benoni. So I've got something to go on. Never noticed that. And again, so obviously started off just air experience, effects and controls, first few things, and I think he was lucky, he did about 20 hours before he went solo. Oh no, first solo, 15 hours, there you go. But I know at one point, I'm sure he went on to teach navigation, and it says here that his navigation was weak. But, so he must have subtly got the hang of it. This is still all tiger moths. Tiger moth. Night flying. Progress. Spinning deliberately. Precautionary landing. Somewhere in one of these. Aerobatics. He took ages to become a good pilot. I don't know, but he certainly had a lot of training. Quite why he got so much, I don't know. Low flying. There's no real comments from anyone, but there is one in here somewhere I know it said his navigation was weak. Still on the Tigers, look, he's 79. God, why did he get so much? Yeah, 4 Air School Benoni. You know, it's one of these things you just flick through. So, there you go. Navigation week. Look, summary of flying assessments, course ending. Navigation week. So that was the 29th of April 44. There's a couple of blank pages, and then he starts off on Oxford. He flew Oxfords more than Anson's. So obviously he's now on a twin, so he's getting training again. You don't need to see every page. Let's see, it's Oxfords. But why the Anson was more? I think maybe he went on to Anson's later. But Oxford still. There we go. Anson's here. Circuits and landings. Officer commanding B squadron, but again, see. SFTS, I think that says. But where? Anyway, guys, so I just thought I'd give you a quick look at this. You don't want to look at every single page of this. But Oxfords, and then it looks like there's a course ending there. Then he went on to Anson's. So, and that goes up, but for some reason, then he went on to Anson's. I'm proficient, another check. There's a lot of empty pages here, or a few empty pages at the back. I'm not sure what all this is. It's a single engined aircraft. Summary for period. This is something to do with summaries, I guess. Single engined aircraft. It's all single. Nigel, that's in South Africa. 24 Air School, Nigel. So I've got some stuff to go on to. And then there was book 2. And he's got this look. So, see, this makes me wonder, did he trace it somehow? Shame it's got ripped over the years, but that's a little bit about it. January 1945 in Wings magazine, look. And Oxford's, back on Oxford's, as I said, he did a lot on Oxford's. Anson's. So first pilot or first pilot self. I know, I'm sure somewhere in here. It was a mess bill for a minute, but he didn't do a lot more in this one, because I believe this went up to 1946, and I think that was when he was demobbed. So had a grand total, oh God knows, he hasn't added that up on that page. I had over 700 hours on planes, so let's see, formation, bombing. I wish I'd asked him a lot more. Local map reading. Yeah, I think he enjoyed it in that. See that? See, look, these I've never even noticed. Look, the South African Air Force. I've only ever looked at this, not up there. So these are South African Air Force logbooks. What do they look like? Can I get one of these apart? Have a quick look. I hope this isn't boring you all to tears. South African Air Force Pilot's Line book. Look. Never undone one of these. Anyway guys, quite interesting. That's why it says it's the Union government. I shall look it up. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed those. I would like to sort of build some sort of diorama, coffee table, put these on display. The Anson, Oxford and Tiger Moth, I can get them all in 1/48. Be quite nice. Okay guys, well, sorry to waffle on at the end. Hope you found it a little bit interesting. A bit of my family's history. Yeah, maybe I'll contact the Royal Air Force, see if there's some kind of records office I can see if we can get some more information. Anyway guys, hope you're all well. Yeah, happy modelling. Thanks for watching, of course. Cheers.